Jump right into it with the elephant in the room. I'm pretty sure the whole world know what's going on. You can't get on social media without seeing this dude or this topic. The one and only Katt Williams. Now he done went viral in every essence of the word, airing out Black Hollywood pretty much. I want to get y'all take on it. Do y'all agree with what he did? Agree with what he said? Do y'all have any feelings? Y'all got no feelings? How y'all feel about it? Me myself, I'll say mine for last. I'll let y'all go. How you feel about it, bro?
I think he's one of those people who says a lot of things that I think are true, but then he'll say something like how he said I read 3,000 books a year. 3,000
books a year. From
or I ran a 4 or 4 2.
Is it possible, or we just it's too much for us to fathom?
No, I mean, bro. Listen, he said 8 years old, nigga. 3,000 books at 8.
That's a lot.
He be tripping. So he's one of those people who, like, I think he speaks a lot of truth, and I'm sure a lot of things he said were truthful, but then he kind of diminishes that when he says something like I ran a 4 40 or whatever the case is, because then it's like, okay, you throwing in little lies, it kind of makes people look at the whole thing and maybe say, are you telling the truth at all?
Do we know if he really can run a 4-4 or not?
I mean, we never seen it. So that's a fact. I mean, it could be true. You never know.
But got burned.
Hey, I don't think so.
He don't look like he can, but I mean, you never know. You never know.
Nah, I don't got too much take on that, cuz like he got his own reasons, you know what I mean? Everybody else been airing him out. So I feel like he just been waiting like a ticking time bomb to drop his shit. He just been building it up, loading in the tank, and finally went crazy. Guess he formatted it right. But you know what I mean? Shout out to Katt Williams for standing up for what he believe in. You know what I mean? Katt always been giving us a little truth here and there, like you say. So shout out to Katt, and whatever flag he get, he know what he doing.
How you feel about it, Miss Ellie?
I think there's God's side and the other side, and you just got to pick a side. I'm with Katt, so.
You standing with Katt?
Yeah.
Straight like that.
Damn, okay. Short and sweet. All right, me personally, I'm kind of torn between the two, because it's one thing like, okay, if you in the club, you in the club. You know what's going on. Like, certain shit ain't supposed to be discussed. You got my number. Call me if you got a problem. But on the other hand, I'm putting myself in Katt's shoes. Like, hold on. You done stole my jokes. You done went viral. You done got famous. I mean, you was already famous, but you done got more famous. You done got bigger, and I ain't got no credit off it. And then you still lying a decade later after we done supposedly talked behind the scenes and brush it under the, water under the bridge, and then you still lying about it. Like, hold on. Now I'm about to set the record straight. But in my opinion, he should have set the record straight when it happened. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like them chicks that come out 30 years later, like, oh yeah, he touched me 30 years ago. Like, well, bitch, why you didn't say that then?
Or what?
You know what I'm saying? Why you just say it when it happened?
Or was he more on like, I'ma just ignore the bullshit? Like, I'ma leave that alone. Let the clowns have a circus. I'm only saying they been assassinating that nigga character, calling him all type of crackheads and all type of shit for a minute. You know what I mean? And he ain't really said nothing about it or defended himself. So who's to say he was right or wrong?
Nah, for sure. I mean, right or wrong is really perspective, like which side you on, how you viewing it. But me personally, I don't believe almost nothing in Hollywood. It all be smoke and mirrors to me. Yeah. He got a tour right now. His name is buzzing more than it ever has been in years. Everybody's talking about him.
You're from here, right?
Yeah, I'm from here.
So you haven't been out here to see what's going on out here, like in the Hollywood world. These people are demonic. Like, they do like devil worshiping shit. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like.
No, for
but
sure.
We see a lot of things, what they want us to know, but we not in them rooms, so-called, to say like they say, where they know they doing with the drinking of blood and all that type of shit.
But you don't even have to be in the rooms. Look what's going on in the world. Like, look what they're pushing. Look at the agenda they're pushing. Look at Sam Smith. Like, that shit is not for nothing. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. But it's still not to say he's that way. I think he's saying just more of a format that everything is smoke and mirrors, like things that we think. It'd be fake beefs that has nothing to do with being demonic. It's like, yeah, hey, I'm going to call you. I'm going to say this about you. You're going to say this about me. We're going to get our shit cracking, and then we're going to get our shit up, and your movie might pop. And like Kevin Hart said, he finna drop a movie, didn't he? Like, told him, like, yeah, come watch my movie next week. And like you said, Katt Williams on tour right now. So you never know with them comedians, man. They tell jokes, a little truth in the jokes, but you never know with nobody in Hollywood.
And I think Kevin Hart and the other comedians, they have the upper hand to a certain degree because they're able to kind of make it seem like he's crazy or he's telling a whole bunch of lies. And I think from the viewer's perspective, right, like you might look at it and think that's the case because he's coming out of nowhere and saying all this. And if you're not hip to the game or you haven't watched Shay Shay's interviews with Tavis Smiley or Steve Harvey, you might not have caught any of the subliminals that Katt Williams is talking about. So I think people are looking at him like, where's this dude coming from?
I don't think it's coming out of nowhere. I think he's been saying this for years. Like he was saying it when he was like getting blackballed. He's been saying this shit. Even in his stand-ups, he's been talking about it. It's not out of nowhere.
Yeah, he did have a stand-up where
he has, and not only him, a number of people have been talking about it, but they aren't as big as the people they're talking about. So like you say, the winners get to write the story. So it's kind of like, why would such and such steal from you? He's here, you're here. It almost is unbelievable. But now, since Katt got on a platform as big as Shannon Sharpe's platform, the receipts are starting to come out. Like, they going back in time in 2017, 18, 19. Like, wait a minute, dude wasn't lying. But like bro was saying, man, this shit be all smoke and mirrors. They'll call you up. Hey, bro, I'm finna go in here. I'm finna diss you. Your name finna get buzzing. I know you got this tour coming. I got this movie coming. Diss me. I'ma diss you. Now everybody's locked into what we got going on. And bam, we go through the roof. Even like the Will Smith and Chris Rock shit, I still question that if that's real.
Man.
Like, you really finna go up in, during the Grammys and slap the shit out of him and sit back down like nothing happened. And then all of a sudden his tour tickets go up. He booming and just like, I don't believe nothing that going to Hollywood. All that shit scripted. All that shit is about money. If they were smart, they would all go on Shannon Sharpe shit, hash it out live for the world, and then go on a tour together. That shit is sell out, guaranteed. I'll buy a ticket to that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. It should be smoke and mirrors to me.
I have like I said, I'm torn in between the smoke and mirrors thing because it could be looked at as that way, but then at the same time, these are regular people just with really big names. So they're going to have emotional responses. They're going to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. And they just so happen to be have a microscope on them to where it's like it's going to go viral. So it's possible that, all of this shit is true. And due to the exposure that they have, you know what I mean? It's just blowing up.
I see Shannon Sharpe he was catching some flack this morning because he came out kind of backtracking like, oh man, he was just overly faded. Like I tried to ask him, do you need time to sober up or do you not need no more drinks? But dude was on the show like, nigga, I'm sober. Alcohol not driving me. Like, you have more to drink than me. So I the fans low-key was going in on Shannon like, man, that's some sucker shit. Like, you put the interview out, stand with him basically. Like, don't try to backpedal. Like, did somebody come tap your shoulder type shit? Like,
but it's crazy because backtrack for what? It ain't like you did nothing. You asked some questions. He answered.
Exactly. He didn't say anything. He didn't agree with really anything he said. He provided pushback, if anything. With certain people that you could tell he had favoritism towards. So I don't think he did anything wrong. I heard people more so being like, he didn't do a good job at being an interviewer, but I don't think that's his job. Like, he's not a journalist. He's not a fucking Dateline or NBC like he said. He's Shannon Sharpe. You coming up here to just have a conversation, drink his whiskey, and get your shit off. It's not really about him dictating how it goes. But I do think this is the first episode he's had where somebody has talked like 90% of the time, and he's not been able to really say anything at all. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I get what you're saying. I think it's more so he talked about a lot of people that got a lot of pull in the industry.
Yeah.
So, it's all about relationships. They kind of probably tapped his shoulder like, hey, bro, why you let him talk about us like that type shit? Like, that's the kind of the rock and the hard place with this media shit is like you trying to keep your relationships, but then you're trying to keep it as raw and uncut as possible. But it's impossible to do that if you're going to keep it 100. Somebody going to get offended with the shit.